Good morning, everybody. This is Meredith Loughran with WildOne Forever's The Morning Nosh. I try to start every day with a little bit of inspiration and some anecdotes to start our day. And let me just pop the screen off here because I have a special guest with me this morning. Now, normally with the Morning Nosh, I only have a 10-minute show in the morning, but today I have my husband. He's my special guest today because my show is normally just 10 minutes. And I was like, I know it's going to be a long weekend because we are part of the indie event. That is hashtag INDEEVENT. So my husband is decided that he is going to join me today. And we're going to talk about the dynamics of working together because we've done that. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Pat, and I'm a loving and caring husband. Pause. Oh, smile at camera. Line 2. I am used to doing this. That was that big word? I think I'm just going to have to improv. This is the script she gave me. It's like nothing on it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here today. So I'm just going to hang out.
We're just hanging out. And so WildOne Forever is part of a website. It's wildoneforever.com. And it is a women-centric site, but it is not exclusively to women. We have a lot of stories. Jennifer, good morning. She is participating. We are friends from high school, believe it or not. And it's kind of funny how this is. It's a real small world. Believe it or not, sometimes it feels really, really big. And then there are some cases where you meet up with people and maybe you haven't been in touch for a long time. That's actually going to lead me into, before we get into our discussion, we have a huge announcement. Anne Louise Gittleman, if you're not familiar with her, do a Google search for her, Anne Louise Gittleman. She has been the force behind the fat flush diet. She has done amazing work in fitness, in health, mindset, and she is actually coming over to WildOne Forever. And I had a wonderful discussion with her because the funny story is that Matthew, who is helping with the site as far as the back end and organizing, along with Rhett. Before they pass the baton over to me, they're really the cogs, the unseen heroes of the site. And when Matthew Harris said, I'm in contact with this woman, Anne Louise. He's like, I know I'm going to mess up her name. And I said, Gittleman? And he goes, yeah, how'd you know? And I said, it's the only Anne Louise that I know. And he says, well, how the hell do you know her? And I said, well, back in the 90s, I was a community moderator for a site called iVillage. To this day, I still miss that site, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But I said I was the community moderator for the Diet and Fitness channel, and she was one of the members there. She had a book out called Fat Flush, and we've been in contact. But I mean, that's been about 30 years. And he goes, "That's her." I said, "Oh, all right. Well, that's nice. Just tell her I said hi." Next thing you know, I'm on the phone with her, and we're going to be putting some snippets of her book up. We're going to be having links back to her, and really having a coordinated effort to have a presence. On the site. So I'm really excited about that. And you have to forgive me, guys. I am a little bit tired for the last 2 weeks. I've been really trying to help organize this indie event. My poor husband here, he knows. He has been feeding me coffee. And what happened with the indie event is that I was originally supposed to be we were supposed to be at Tampa Bay Comic Con.
Yep.
And I was going to live stream from the event because back in April with Geek Insider, which is what's my title now?
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why?
Too many damn titles.
I know it's too many damn titles.
Just say Mayor.
Yeah.
Just
Me.
ask just ask
I am
Mayor.
the force of me. So with
offer her food and she will come.
Yeah, food, coffee. He keeps me in coffee. That's love, baby. Food. So Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I'm getting distracted here and getting back to the reason why I'm tired and getting back to WildOne forever, I promise. What happened was I was originally supposed to live stream. He was going to be my cameraman. We were all set to go. We were going to meet up with another group that I'm participating in. That's the Terraform Comics group.
Yeah, we were hanging out with a bunch of people we didn't know in an Airbnb for 2 days.
I knew him. He was a little bit nervous. He's like, "You're going where with who? A house full of men? That's not me." He's like, "Oh hell no, that's not happening." So, and actually, you have met a couple of them, but
yeah, a couple. But I mean,
yeah.
It's not like we're like best buds. We hang out all the
I
time.
got spanked by one. I have this sticker around here somewhere to prove it.
Yep.
So.
I allowed it. I actually filmed it.
Rob Anderson, we love you.
Yeah.
But so I was supposed to be live streaming there. Oh my God, we're so terrible. We were supposed to be live streaming. And that is the reason why, because back in April, when everything was being shut down, that Matthew and I had talked about organizing, what's it called? Organizing Independence Con.
Oh,
and
yeah,
and they got really excited. Rhett and Matthew that got really excited. They bought the URL, and it got closer. We were getting busier. I mean, we actually launched WildOne Forever. Not launched, but the site's been there, but we've been cleaning it up, like really busy trying to clean it up and put on new content and freshen up some of the old stuff. And we got busy with that. Got busy with Geek Insider. And we were like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just live stream because I'm going to be there anyway. We're going to basically kill a couple birds with one stone.
And meet some new people.
Yeah, and meet some new people. That's why we wanted to be there. We wanted to network, take pictures and stuff. And
didn't happen.
It didn't happen. And we were scrambling. And then Rob Anderson, basically at the same time that Matthew was in the other ear, said, remember that indie con that you guys were planning on doing for Geek Insider? I was like, yeah. He's like, let's do that. Okay, we only have 2 weeks to plan it.
Oh, plenty.
Yeah, fun, right?
So
what have I been doing?
You're seeing it.
You're seeing it.
I buy a new chair. She broke the chair.
I broke my chair. Well, no, my chair has been broken for a while.
She fried the computer.
I fried the computer.
Yeah.
We haven't really snuggled at all in a while.
No.
He feeds me coffee and then he runs away.
Well, I know better. Make her food. She's happy.
I know. So. I don't know. Can you guys hear him okay? If you're tuning in, just kind of give a thumbs up or something like that. Because I know he's kind of away from the mic. He had the choice of sitting next to me.
I am next to you. See, look,
or he could have been on his own laptop.
Bah.
Hi, Carl, Donna, Jennifer. I saw one other name in here. Did I see one other name in here? No, I didn't. Yes, this is the giantess's hubby, and he's 6'4" and he towers over me.
Shrinking, I'm getting old.
He's shrinking and getting old. All right, so our topic today is the dynamics of working together. Now, just so you guys know, I've known him since high school. I was 15 years old. We had just moved into the new neighborhood, and he was the only one who, the only guy, I should say, who was kind of nice. He talked to me. He made me comfortable and stuff like that. Because I was weird and awkward too. And so we've known each other since then. Additionally, forever and ever. Additionally, his parents owns a bar and restaurant. My parents also did, and so we had a lot of stuff that was in common. We had one terrible date in high school. It was terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It was just
No, it was terrible.
It was silly.
Well, you can tell the story.
Do we have to go there?
No, we don't have to go there. But I'm just saying that. So there
let's just say this. It's like I asked her on a date. So we went to a movie. That was a typical thing you do, right? So we go to the movie theater. Now her mother and family says, "I will pick you up. You're not going home with a boy."
Yeah.
Right. I had a cool car, but anyway. So and of course contrary to popular belief, I am actually a gentleman. So I wasn't going to just leave her in the middle of this parking lot waiting. I had to get to work at my parents' restaurant, and we waited, and it was back before cell phones and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Movie theater's like closed, so we're just sitting out in the parking lot, and I'm just like, dude, I could have like walked you home by now, and it's like 10 miles away. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. So long story short, next thing you know, here comes Misuk, her mother, in this Toyota camper van. I wish I had like a little stock photo so I could show you what one of these little monstrosities look like. First of all, her mother's like all of about 4'2", and she's driving this Toyota camper van. They had an accident with one of the cars.
It was the only vehicle we had.
She shows up. I'm like, dude, really?
Imagine my horror as a high schooler being driven around in a Toyota camper van. That was the only family vehicle at the time.
Yeah. So I was just like, alrighty. So and then we tried to try to get a second date out of this one, and basically it just stuck with study hall chat. So we've been basically best friends like forever. I've done my stupidity over the years. She's done hers, and eventually we met up. And
a couple of divorces between us, and I'm wife number 3. 3's a charm, but in that time, I've actually worked at his family's restaurant, and silly me, I volunteered. I know. What kind of stupid is
Loughrans
that?
love volunteers. It's like free work.
Loughran's restaurant. Give them some love if you're in Orange County, New York. They've been open for what, 31 years?
No, they opened up in '86, so they've been open for 34 years.
34 years now. Wow.
June
Okay, so Loughran's restaurant, they're still open. They're still doing like takeout and stuff, even with all this crap that's going on.
It's been hard. Don't get me wrong. It's
yeah.
It's been beat your head against the wall hard for them, and it's in some ways I wish I could be there, but it's just
Florida life. I actually like it, and I'm glad that I'm not in New York. But anyway, beyond that, so I used to actually help volunteer in the kitchen. I would.
You did it for the food.
Yeah, I did it for the food.
It's definitely not the eye candy.
And it wasn't for the company either, because he's a bear in the kitchen. In the commercial kitchen, forget it. So basically, I stayed on my side of the kitchen, and we did the slicing and dicing while he was in front of the stove and all that stuff.
Usually
and it
burning
was
myself on something.
Yeah, he's blown himself up a few times.
These are not my original eyebrows. I've had a few incidents. This hand, I've actually tried a new dish. I figured let's see what deep fried hand tastes like.
Yeah, deep fried hand tastes like chicken.
No, it doesn't.
No, actually, he slipped and he fell and tried to grab himself because it's kind of a galley kitchen. Hand right in the deep fryer. So he's lucky he's got skin. Yeah. And yes, Michaela, slicing and dicing. That's what we call it now. Actually, I think the best sex that we have is back scratch anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's basically
see that spot you can't reach.
Oh, okay, I'm
done for a week.
It's like, ooh, baby, give me some.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you can do it anywhere.
And we get to keep our clothes on.
And I'm not built for naked, so keeping the clothes on is a good thing. Thank God for the light switch.
Yeah. Darkness is our friend. But so we've been working in the kitchen. Yes, that's what we're really
We
calling
should
it.
clean this up a little bit. It's like morning.
It's
There
9
could be
o'clock
like,
in the
there
morning.
could be like children like eating cornflakes or something like that. I don't think kids.
I
Sure.
don't. You know what? I don't care. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I put in like a 20-hour day yesterday. So you guys are gonna get what you get.
Yeah.
I didn't want to start this day off anyway. I was ready to sleep in and let you guys take care of stuff. But so we were working in the kitchen. But when I was doing that at the Loughran's restaurant, I actually had another job, and I was the kids were a lot younger, so I had that. So it wasn't like full time. And then somewhere along the road, we decided that we were going to open up a deli.
Because it wasn't hard enough as it was. So let's do something even harder.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you know what? I have really good memories of the deli. We had some really good people that we met.
Oh, it was great. I mean, we were working 18, 20-hour days. Don't get me wrong. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was 7 days a week.
I mean, at that point, I had left the Times Herald Record, and I think I was working at Stewart's at the time. And
You were, since we had some extra money because we weren't making any money in the beginning, obviously.
Well,
so we had 3 boys, in the house. They were going to school still, so it was like.
We decided that we were going to open up our new a deli, because that was something that he wanted to do. It was something that was away from the family business, away from mom and dad. Which was hard, but it was something that we wanted to literally carve our own way. And we had a successful business. Everybody was telling us that location was no good, and none of the businesses succeeded in that corner.
We did well.
And we built up
we made one big mistake.
We didn't own the building.
We didn't own the building.
Yeah.
And the landlord was a piece of.
Woo-hoo.
And long story short, he saw us. Hey, you guys are doing well. That means you get to pay more rent.
Yeah. Well, and then
we didn't have a working bathroom.
Yeah, we
had to use a.
we had a porta potty in the back. We had a porta potty for the health department, but
that
don't
was a little rough in the winter.
Use it. Yeah,
that was rough in the winter.
Ooh. Yeah, when the blue water is frozen and you got to take a poop, that was bad.
It's cold.
I said poop at 9 o'clock in the morning.
It was cold. And of course, in the reverse in the summer, it's hot and sticky.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, beyond that, I actually have good memories of that deli.
She blacked that part out.
But we were working together 7 days a week, nonstop. And it was kind of funny because I had told a friend of mine when I had a break, basically that I missed my husband. And she looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what does that even mean? You're with him all day, every day. I said, yeah, but that's work. When we're together and we're working, it's
work.
It's work.
We don't look at each other.
He kind of had his role. He was in the kitchen area, and I was up front, and I was like the sandwich girl and stuff like that. And whenever there were people coming in, it was just like you immediately put a smile on your face. It's like, hey, welcome to the deli. What can I get for you? And it was almost like as soon as it was like resting, smiling face almost. It was like your face got stuck in that because day in and day out, the customer service had to be there, retail had to be there, food service, your food had to be right. So I mean, it's one of the toughest businesses that you could ever get into. And anybody who thinks about opening up a restaurant or a deli,
just smack them,
or just write them off is completely insane.
Get them really drunk, so when they wake up all hungover, you can just say, "Oh, it was just a." It was just a dream.
Bonk them on the head and give them some amnesia. It's not a good idea. I mean, it is. It's a passion. Food is passion. That's how he got me. He's like, "You want more potatoes with that?" And I was like, "Yeah, and I'll take you too."
Would you like me to make you food? Okay.
Okay. It's like, and our first date, like decades after that, the terrible high school date was basically takes me. No, it was the first time you took me to a restaurant.
I took you to Phil and Neil's.
Phil and Neil's was a great Italian place in
mom and pop place down the road
in New Windsor.
Real Italian food,
and like huge portions. Loughran style.
It's an Italian.
And so he's sitting there, and I was kind of nervous because it was like our first food date. And
no salad. None of this. I'll have
and I
salad
was
and a
just like,
glass
oh
of water.
yeah, I wasn't going to be one of those girls like, no, I'll just have a salad and a glass of water.
No, she was like chicken.
No, I was just
parm,
like, give me
roast
chicken parm, and I'll take the bread. And oh, do you want that meatball? And yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
I
funny.
was like-
Jennifer remembers. She grew up in that neighborhood. It was like one of the best places. It was dated. The inside was dated, definitely.
They didn't stay open much longer after we first started dating. They were getting older.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't think
it's
the
just-
children wanted to take over because food business is hard.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things. And of course, now everybody wants to go to like, the cookie cutter. Just like everybody
Yeah.
goes to Walmart anymore. Nobody goes to like the mom and pop place to get your shorts and your jeans anymore or shoes. You
Yeah.
don't go to the shoe store anymore. You don't go to the place here. Everybody just goes to the big box store.
Hey, Robin, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, she remembers that place too. It was great. I mean, anybody that's kind of our age remembers that place with real fond memories because of the food. And that's what I mean. Food
At
is
Weir's Dairy Aisle. Go get a big ice cream cone.
Weir's. Weir's is still there.
Yeah, Weir's is still there. Their family's still running it.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
They are.
I haven't been
I
home.
think
I have to
I
make,
think Jennifer's been there. She's been home recently.
yeah. Well, I with all this stuff with the
Yeah.
I
Don't
haven't had a
say it.
chance. Yeah,
We'll get dinged for fake news.
oh,
But we were working together with at the deli, and basically I said I missed my husband because it was always business. If it wasn't business, it was sleep because we were there all day long, and he would be in the kitchen. I was up front, and when people were coming in, it was just like all smiles. Hey, what can we get you? Blah blah blah. And so our service was always there because we're aware that you need those people to come back, and they have to like you as well as your food. And so
Food is more important.
it really became a destination. We had a lot of regular customers that came in, and
of course we had like ridiculous food too.
we had ridiculous amounts of food. I mean, like giant sized portions. Just
I had a pancake.
Loughran style, basically Loughran style, like sub sandwiches.
Remember the Big John pancake? Remember?
Oh yeah, we had
we had
like a
box?
16-inch pancake that you could feed the entire family with, and we had the side of butter and we had the side of syrup in the box. They could get the bacon on the side. It was basically served in a pizza box. It was ridiculous, but
I had to use a pizza peel.
We had. What was the most ridiculous thing you think you made?
Well, there was that and the "Are you kidding me?" subs. Remember the big?
Yeah,
Are you
no,
kidding?
but I think even more ridiculous. We actually made, I think it was a 6-foot chicken parm sandwich for a
No, we did a bunch of stupid stuff.
It was a 6-foot, seriously, 6-foot
I did that as an
chicken parm, and that was for a tailgate party for somebody. We're like, that's going to get cold by the time you get there, right? They're like, oh, we don't care. I'm like, okay, salmonella, here you come.
They ate it.
Marv is tuning in. He says, if you like Italian, you'll love Portugal. Great food and great wine. Try a Portuguese restaurant someday. I love food, period. I am an equal opportunity eater. There isn't much that I
When
won't
Mare is
eat.
feeding, stay arm's length away.
Actually, I think the one time, it was one of the first few times when I brought him home to eat with the family, because again, we ran in the same circles. Our parents knew each other,
And they still let me in the house.
because of the bar and restaurant business. And yeah, he was still allowed in the house. At the time my aunt was living with us, I call her emo because that means aunt in Korean. Not emo like
Not like Saving Nemo or
no, not that, but emo like goth and all that stuff, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. Every time I hear emo, I'm like, aunt, and they're like, no. But she was living with us, and she was making fish head soup. And as soon as I walked in the house, I knew it was fish head soup. I knew it. And he goes, fish head soup? What are you talking about? Of course, he's like the kitchen god, so he walks over to the stove, and this is a huge pot. He lifts up the lid, and I guess there were like fish heads with eyes still in it, staring up at him. And I think I saw him actually turn gray because he put the lid down. He goes, I ain't eating that. He opened up
Drinking
a beer.
I'm going to drink a beer and hang out by the fire in the back.
Yeah, we had a fire pit in the back at my parents' house. So that was hysterical. He's like, I'm not eating that. I'm like, don't worry, I got you. I got you settled. Yeah, Jennifer, I know you, but it's Korean food. We'll eat just about anything.
They do.
Sometimes it's still wiggling. I've done that. No, I know. Yeah, he's a very picky eater. I can't get him to eat anything.
You bury your food in the ground.
It's
you let it rot, then you eat it.
It's kimchi. It's fermentation.
Fermentation. You know what fermentation is?
Yeah. It's noon somewhere.
It's always noon.
I was like this tempted to throw a little bit of whiskey in my coffee, just for medicinal purposes, guys. So Robin says, "Oh, they make interesting things. My ex-mother-in-law took the dandelions off the neighbor's yard." I said, "They have dogs." You know what? My grandmother used to come to our when she came to visit. She would literally go out in the yard and look for the weeds. She would look for the dandelions, and I don't remember because we don't have them down here in Florida. It's a certain weed that they could pick up, and they eat it. And I've actually been looking for it so that I can pick the weeds off the ground and eat those too. I don't remember what it's called. Man. Yeah, but Robin would know. Definitely.
Just watch the weeds, man.
Yeah, watch the weeds, man. Don't eat those mushrooms. Fiddle ferns. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we don't have them in Florida.
Fiddle ferns. It sounds like a nice way of saying a curse word. Fiddle ferns.
Well, when I go to New York to visit, I'm always looking at the ground looking for them. I don't usually end up picking them or anything, but I've got a good friend of mine, Angela. She loves picking dandelions because she fries them up and she eats the greens and all that stuff. So, weeds. They have, Carl. It's actually really good for you and it's very tasty. I personally don't know that I would eat it like a salad, but every time we've had it, we prepped it with, as a dish. So
I eat the animal that eats those.
I think Mom would what is it called when you flash boil it? It's not parboil. It's just you just dip it in like spinach. You just pop it in the boiling water and take it out, and it just shrinks up and everything. Mom would mix it up like that with a little soy sauce, I think. But so working together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, what's your experience? I've done all the talking.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't killed each other yet. We actually still like each other.
We've actually, it's kind of weird. It's like we get the hairy eyebrow going once in a while.
Yeah.
But we've never actually had a really like typical fight. We've always had the ability, instead of like just throwing off a rant and just going rah at each other, and the next thing you know, there's glasses and dishes. It's not like that typical stuff. We've always had the ability to discuss, I guess. So, and we listen to each other. So it's even if I don't agree with whatever she's coming out of her mouth at all, and she doesn't agree with what's ever coming out of my mouth at all, at least we listen to each other, and then we either agree to disagree or we actually figure out a solution.
But even that's kind of rare, the disagreement.
No, because we always have a way of like going, well, we just figure out the path that's going to solve the problem. Instead of just sitting there going, uh-oh.
Or blame.
Like, that kind of stuff. It's usually me. Because 99% of the time, I do. So I just go to my little corner and I just go, yes, dear.
I think the one time I was working, I was exhausted, and he came over and I said something mean. And I knew it was mean. I knew I was being a bitch. And I just saw the look on his face and it broke my heart. I was just like, oh man, I can't believe I just said that. And I said it to be mean. And he kind of slunked away and he was just like, okay. And he sat down and he did his own thing, because usually, he's got the music going. He's dancing. I mean, when you guys see me on live stream, all right, he's usually on the side here, and he's like lifting up his shirt. He shows his belly.
I'm not doing it right now.
No, he's not. You could.
It's too early in the day for that.
See, he doesn't do naked, but his belly does.
I do thigh.
Yeah, you have nice legs.
I have nice gams.
And it's so funny because now that he doesn't work at the restaurant, he has hair on his legs. He never had hair on his legs or his arms. As soon as he got away from the kitchen, it started to grow back. He's like, who knew? I was like, oh, honey, you hit puberty again.
I'm a big boy now. I got hairy legs.
I know, he's got hairy legs.
I might have to manscape a little bit.
He's not used to it, folks. It's really funny. Carl says,
can't grow a beard. Man, I got hair on my legs. I can feel the wind blowing.
At least it's not on your back.
I don't have hair on my back. I don't have hair on my, come up the butt.
It's a little butt beard.
Get a little butt beard.
I think you've always had that. You've always had that. So,
well, I can't see it. I'm like a dog.
You never. Okay, let's just say you never burnt it off because of the kitchen. The heat of the kitchen stove and oven and all that stuff. No. He's got a butt beard. I said that at 9:30.
I just like hearing butt beard. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's like Venus.
Here you go.
Venus.
Carl Witzman says, very cool that you listen to each other. How does he feel about when you get yourself into things like Indie Vent? Indie Vent is not the first big thing that I've helped organize.
Oh, we've done.
We
do a lot of. We do well, not so much nowadays, but we've done a lot of charity events.
Yep.
We're really big into helping other people.
And then, like with Steemit, going back a couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steemit. It's a blockchain-based online community. And I'm one of the early users of Steemit. That has Carl Witzman, yes, butt beard. That is the word of the day.
Oh,
we're just starting the day.
I apologize now for any further actions.
I should have a prize for the person who posts butt beard through the day.
No, because you're going to get people showing pictures. Okay, it's going to get ugly real quick.
Okay, that is the word of the day. I love it. Thank you, Carl. Great idea.
Do we get T-shirts?
We could get T-shirts.
At least a pin.
Let's get T-shirts.
T-shirts are expensive.
I know, it's fun though.
And there's so many different sizes.
What was I talking about? I don't know. Sip of coffee. Speak.
Hi.
Such a jerk. What were we talking about before?
Well, we were talking
the
about
body hair.
Well, we were talking about like how we get along, and of course, as you see by our interaction, as like we're like best friends. So that just makes things a lot easier. Like she'll joke at me saying, "You just need to go out and have a friend. Go find a friend and go play with them. Go away from me for just 5." So I'm like, "You're my buddy. She's my best friend."
I can't even tell you. I'm like, don't you have a friend you can maybe go bar hopping with or something like that? I'm like,
I'll pick you up. Don't worry about it.
Just go out, find friends. And he's like, no, I'm happy. I'm happy here. Jennifer, do not. I don't recommend Googling butt beard. I wouldn't do it if I were you, especially if you're at work. Indie Vent is today. Yes, Jody Sands. What is the name of her? Take the Shot, I think. Take the Shot is Jody Sands' company, and she does a lot of the T-shirts, mugs. She
does that burning wood thing.
She does, cool. Like laser printing and stuff like that. Yeah, I love her work. You guys definitely need to check her out on Facebook.
Yeah, she does some nice stuff.
Jody Sands, and I think it's Take the Shot. Itchy. Worse than the dog. I have a dog. She's my special dog. I love her to death. And I say that she's probably going to be okay, cool. Let's Take the Shot. It's she's probably going to be like, I don't know, the famous dog butt on the internet, at least on my shows, because every time I'm interviewing somebody, she seems to come in behind me, and then she starts either scratching her butt or eating at her butt. And I'm always yelling at her to, I'm like, stop eating your butt.
It's my turn today.
You're eating your butt?
No.
Okay, that's what my dog does.
I only got 2 nipples, not 8 like she does either.
Too much information. Working together, I think a lot of it is communication. We compromising. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny. We just had our anniversary. It was 13 years.
13 years married.
16 years together.
16 years together.
Is it going on 17 or are we coming up on 16?
We're coming up on 16.
Coming up on 16.
And we've known each other since, we've known each other for 35 years.
86.
85 going into 86.
Yeah, something like that. So, I'm like, first of all, there are like no secrets. So even if you went out and
she knows every dumb thing I've ever done.
I do.
Sometimes she knew about it before my mom did.
And it was kind of funny because our parents were in the same circle because of the restaurant and the bar. That when he was off in the Air Force, and I was back and forth with college and stuff like that, and home because it was kind of commuting distance. I remember talking to his dad and I was like, "Hey, how's Pat doing?" He's like, "Oh, that stupid idiot. He got married, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even know this girl." All right, Jim.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, thanks. I'll take a soup to go. But then, my
parents liked her better than me. Anyway.
And we would go, my family would go to the restaurant and we'd have dinner. It's like, "Hey, Jim, how's Pat doing?"
That's dumbass.
No, well, but then, then I would see like baby pictures of Aaron and stuff. And,
that didn't, yeah.
But, so I mean, it's kind of weird how that happened. So we went from like one terrible date to kind of staying in touch to like not really being in touch. And then all of a sudden,
life happens.
And I guess
less lonely people in the world.
Don't do that. We'll get a copyright strike. Shh. Hush.
That's our wedding song.
No, I know, but you can't do that because then we'll get struck on freaking YouTube for copyright infringement or something. Hush. But it's all right. I know it is, but you can't do that.
Okay.
All right, don't do it again.
Okay.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
All right.
Fine.
Jeez.
You just saw a Mary and Pat argument.
That was our argument.
Yes. Okay.
Back to your corner.
I go put food down.
Oh my goodness.
That's what we call makeup sex in our family.
Oh no, back scratchies.
No, back scratchies is normal sex. Makeup sex is I make her a nice big plate of food. She's just like,
I love you.
Yeah, I'll keep you. It works.
It works. I think our personality also, because he's kind of like he's always been the dreamer.
Goofball,
he's got the big ideas and stuff like that, and I've always been really grounded. Carl Witzman, The Sober Show, the morning version of Donna Carlene. Yes, you know what? We should get together. We would totally hang out and have a lot of fun.
What?
Well, they're the ones
out for a minute.
they're the ones that do the whiskey and cigars at night.
Oh yeah, you showed me a little clip of that.
Hi, Carl.
Sorry, I'm just like, hello, I'm the new guy. I'm like the prop boy. I'm coffee boy.
Coffee boy.
Coffee boy. I hit the blue button. Blue button engaged. Which is like the coolest freaking thing in the world. It's like something out of Star Trek, that coffee maker. I don't know how like you hit a button and the little blue light comes on and it makes hot water. It's just silly.
Yeah, I like the blue light. Maybe it was a bug.
Go to the blue light.
Yeah, go to the blue light. Stay away from the blue light. Good morning, Teresa Dunn. Yeah, Don is like, watch it, Carl.
What happened? I blacked out again.
I didn't even need a rolling pin to get this guy. He says that he liked me the whole time, and I was like, yeah, right. But we've always gotten along, and we were able to communicate. It was really hard, that dynamic of working together. And like I said, I actually missed him when we were working 24/7, because it was work or it was sleep. There was
Or
really
taking care of something around the house with the kids. Or
there was absolutely no in between with that, because it was always face on. Know your role. You knew your role. I knew my role. I was like sandwich girl and took care of the cashiering.
I took care of the food.
He took care of the food, the back end. He took care of the back end. I said that. Shh, strike that from the record.
Too late.
Too late. Oh man, we've got 20 minutes to go. What are we gonna do? Okay, so
Stretch my knee.
well,
I'm sitting like in this little card table chair.
I know.
Okay.
I told him he could sit in his own chair and
like,
use your.
No, because then I look like Jabba the Hutt in the chair, like, I am here to help you today. With my chair rocking. Am I looking the right way? Hey, which way is left? I don't know. Hey, look at that. There's something on TV for me to stare at.
Yeah. But and again, when he's don't do it. Don't do it, Carl. This is the back end with the butt beard. That sounds like a good show.
It sounds like the name of a band. It's the back end with the butt beard.
He's such a jerk.
Because I wanted.
No, I told you cannot do those songs. Look, he can't help himself. He speaks in like jukebox. It's true. Don't do it. You can't help yourself. It's really hard. He's like getting ready to pop over here. It is catchy. The back end with the butt beard. Coming to a show near you. What else can we do? I mean, as far as working together, we're getting so off topic. This is terrible.
It's my fault.
And it's the morning. I like kind of rolled out of bed and I just went, okay, look decent, change my shirt.
I showered.
We're ready to go. I know you're
I even
pretty.
trimmed my little gray hairs.
You're pretty.
I even smell good.
You're pretty.
She's my pretty.
I need new glasses too.
I always keep her at least 2 prescriptions behind, because if she ever actually sees me clearly, she'll run out the front door. So I just got to keep her a little bit on the blind side.
Rob Anderson, you're my bumblebee.
What?
The Transformers. It's always playing the song.
Oh, yeah. But we're not allowed to do that anymore. I'm supposed to behave myself.
Yeah.
I can't get in trouble. There's copyright infringement.
Just sit over there and look pretty.
Can't do it. Not built for it.
He's pretty to me. Beauty in the eye of the beholder. At least that's what I
she's
think.
blind.
Usually in the morning, when my hair is out to here, and he's calling what's my nickname?
I don't know if I can say that. It might be infringement. God of Thunder.
God of Thunder.
Because she looks like Kiss, like. I don't have hair anymore. So
and he goes, "Oh, you're so pretty," or "Oh, you're beautiful," and I'm like, "Shut up."
That's what I get for being nice. I love you. Shut up. Okay.
That's just. I love you too.
Yep. Well, at least we're not related.
we could be.
Don't even think about going down that part of the tree. Oh, Jesus. Family's I barely get along with my family as it is. Now we're going to figure.
Jody Sands is tuning in. The new business name is Double Tap Designs. I knew it was something. Thank you. So anybody who's looking for a mug, a T-shirt, she does.
She does that.
I think she does the laser printing and stuff like that. It's really cool stuff. You need to check her out.
Stuff. We've got a few
Jody
things.
Sands, Jodi Sands.
One moment, please.
Double Tap Designs. Where are you going?
I'm gonna show something that she made.
Oh, you know.
All right, now. Yes, I am.
No, she didn't make that.
She didn't make that.
But she could make that if you want to show it to. Yeah, go ahead. Come on, bring it over here. I swear to God, no, bring it over here.
I thought Jody made these.
No, I want her too. This is I don't know if you could see that, Jody. That was kind of like I took a couple of things, clip art pieces, and I made a Scribbling Bandit mug. And of course, I placed it wrong, so you can't see it here. And she does custom masks too. But yeah, I'm probably going to be requesting some Scribbling Bandit mugs and stuff. I'll send you the design. No, that was something that I wanted to experiment to see where it was. And of course, I don't design mugs or anything, so I put it in the wrong spot. So when I'm drinking it, you only see like nothing. So I'm an idiot.
She's not an engineer.
No, I'm not. But that's
she makes pretty things though.
I do occasionally because I'm not pretty, so I throw it all on paper and stuff. Yes, WildOne Forever mugs, t-shirts. I need all kinds of stuff. But what was good God, we have 15 minutes to kill. All right.
I'm a dead man.
Well,
I'm not going to make it.
Speak. Coming up next during the indie event, if you guys are tuning in, really, this is a 3-day live streaming event.
Awesome.
It is exhausting. It is awesome. It's a lot of fun. I actually had no intention of watching all of the shows yesterday.
But she did anyway.
But I did because it's really interesting. And there are a lot of people who I never connected with before. Thanks, Carl. I can't do that. I can't do that. I was getting ready to sing I Feel Pretty.
She's getting that from me. It took about 16 years for her to finally break her down and get her, because she's like, she'll have a little song in her head and she'll actually go, oh.
I won't do it.
Because if I hear one lyric of it, I'm like that Name That Tune guy. If I hear one little note of it, next thing you know, I'm like, la la la. It's in her head all day.
I have a problem because the last song that I hear in my head will repeat over and over while I'm sleeping, and then I don't sleep, and it's terrible. And he's like the jukebox, so he's always like when he hears something on TV. Next thing you know, YouTube's on and he's playing music and he's the DJ all day. And it's kind of funny. He speaks in jukebox.
No.
Yes, you do. It's okay. All right. Indie Vent.
And I changed the lyrics too.
Hashtag INDEEVENT.
Yep.
You can look it up on YouTube. We are all over Facebook. We are doing watch parties throughout the day. Coming up next in the 10 o'clock hour is a special episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS with Christian Basil. He's doing something fun. It is we're doing a kind of a version of Match Game, and I'm going to be I don't think I'm going to be.
What are you going to be?
I'll be a butt in the seat. I'll be
What is
a
it with
seat
the
warmer.
butt? Everything's all about the butt.
I know.
It's
I can't have
a.
Hey.
I didn't use the words. I changed the words. I changed the words. I made my own song.
Pops, good morning. I am here too. And I am subjecting you guys to my life at home, live streaming. But honestly, I love working with this man because
she has no choice.
No.
What?
Go find a friend or something.
I'm not allowed to anymore.
He has my
COVID-19, social distancing.
Just won't,
I like hugs. Nobody wants to hug me anymore. I like a hug.
Yeah, so if you ever see me, if I'm live streaming and stuff like that, and you see me a little bit distracted or I'm looking over to the side, it's because he's kind of doing a little dance or jiggle for me, and then he's like flashing his belly and stuff like that, or he's like underneath like feeding me coffee or food or snacks and things, and always sending me little notes. Where's my note? I have a note up here somewhere.
I don't know. We get a bunch of them.
I've got a bunch of notes. He sends me little love notes and stuff.
I don't know. I digress.
Because I'm online, not all the time, but a lot of the times I'm behind the scenes and stuff like that. And this is something that I really love. Indie Event is one of many kind of the larger community events that I've pulled together because I'm an idiot and I love to punish myself.
And she brings me with her.
and he sees me, and he knows that it's a passion of mine. So it's just one of those things where
I support her completely.
He supports me completely, and I didn't under the desk. Yes, girl. Usually it's my dog under the desk, licking unspeakable things like my toes. I don't know why she does that. He doesn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. I don't do like. She wants me to pull her toes. It's like
I'm like, crack my toes. It's like one of those weird things. I know the things you never needed to know about me. Yes, I like my toes cracked. He does it, and it freaks him out.
Yep.
But he also paints my toes once in a while. Puts little happy faces on it with the nail polish. It's been a while.
A lot. Like I don't remember doing it.
Like you're way overdue.
Like I don't remember doing it that long ago. Yeah.
Crack my toes, then paint my nails.
Foreplay.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. I keep you because you make me laugh.
I'm a court jester.
All right. Seriously though, 10 minutes, back to business. Indie Vent this weekend. Yesterday was the first day. We had a full day. Let me take, I know I posted my notebook last night of what organization looks like. Basically, this works for me because instead of writing everything down a million times, I put it on a sticky and I move them, because that's what happens when you try and do these events. Things move, things shift, people cancel, people want to be added on. So it's just a lot easier to live in a world of sticky notes. We had Brian K. Morris, who normally, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm just sitting here being proper.
Okay. So we had Brian K. Morris, who did Never Mind the Furthermore. He has a great show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then he does Clever Title Pending also. Definitely check him out. We have Rob Anderson, who is
he's that guy.
He's all over the place. I mean, really, comic book advocates. He is he does The Devil's Due. He does a few shows for Indie Volt Radio. That's another shout out to you guys. We had Roland Mann with Silverline Comics. He did a retrospective yesterday. He is going to do the here and now of Silverline Comics today at 2. So Rob Anderson, speaking of him, he did the comics news wire, 7 Reasons to Back. It is sometime today, I believe. I mean, he's got a ton of shows, and he's such a huge advocate for the comic book industry. He's a big part of Terraform Comics, as well as the Comic Book Advocates Network. Let's see. We had a lunch hour with Christy Shin. I want to do a shout out to her because she had a show. The hashtag on YouTube, I don't know, she was dinged for some kind of violation, which was totally bogus, because if you look at her shows, they're all on the same theme. So I don't know why. I don't know why she was dinged, except for I think maybe somebody's going on YouTube hating on the hashtag and reporting us, because we had an interview last night with Mike Barron, Todd Mulrooney, Chris Brawley. I always say his name wrong. Chris Braley. And, it's like my maiden name, but, that nobody could say right. It's like, it's not that hard. Like, what are you, stupid? Yes, sometimes I am. I admit it. And then I had the Comic Noob yesterday, which was great because we had Rodney Fike, who does Peanut Puddin' and Jelly. Definitely check out his book. Tasty. And has some productions. They're on Facebook too. Eric Hodson, he did The Art of War last night. He was a guest of mine. Rob Anderson, Brian K. Morris. They are. I'm going to say it. They're like my online husbands. I have many. That's okay. You have a lot of work ex-wives, so we're good. Ex-wives. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. He is Christian Basil is going to be here all 3 days. He was here yesterday at 5. He is today actually next in a couple of minutes. So make sure that you tune in there. Let's see. I'm going to be a contestant, I think. Luke Stone did Comic Nuts and Bolts, we had Larry Higgins, who interviewed Tyler Carpenter on his own show. Again, all of this stuff is on the playlist. If you go to Geek Insider on YouTube, you will see the playlist. It says Indie Event 2020. That is everything that we've included. As long as I had the YouTube link, we're putting it on the playlist. As long as it wasn't dinged for copyright infringement or some kind of, I don't know, mysterious violation, it's up there. So if you missed the live stream, definitely go to the playlist. The playlist is also on Comic Book Advocates. I think I'm going to be adding it to Terraform Comics. It's on Geek Insider. I'm going to be adding it to WildOne Forever. Anybody who wants to add the playlist to their website and try and drive traffic to it, take the link of the playlist, put it on your website. It's embeddable because it's YouTube. You can create a blog post for it, and it's right there for easy viewing. Yesterday also,
on everybody.
We had Comic Uno. That was at the same time as Larry Higgins, Rebel Comics Gaming. But, again, on the playlist, they kind of play in order. So we had her on the playlist as well. JD Calderon was online, and then Demon Phil was talking to ClickCon, a good group of people there, about another event that's coming up. So today is just going to be just as busy. I'm launching it. I apologize. This, for this morning show is not WildOne Forever. The Morning Nosh is my Monday through Friday show. I took the week off to try and prepare for the hour show. That didn't happen. I did absolutely no prep for my own show.
Script?
Yeah, see his script?
I was
put it a little closer to the camera.
These are my longings.
Literally nothing. I got nothing for you. Okay, Match Game is next. We have Pieces of Melee with Melanie Dean. She is going to be right after Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Golden Kids Comics is up after that. We have Guano Guy, the creative team behind Guano Guy.
Guano.
I love that comic book. I cannot wait until it's in my hot little hand. Roland Mann, not Mand. He's got Silverline Comics again at 2. Clever Title Pending is a special episode with Brian K. Morris. Then we've got 7 Reasons to Back It, I believe, unless my notes are wrong, and that is with Rob Anderson. Chuck Pinot is he's got Chuck's Raw Versations, and that is at 5. Full Moon Features. I know that my co-host Matthew Harris is going to be fangirling about that, but we've got 4 directors from the Deadly 10. If you're not familiar with Full Moon Features, then you're probably dead, because they are like the name in horror movies. I don't want to say B-rated movies, but Charles Band, he's been doing B horror movies since the 70s. So I think he wears that like a badge of honor. So I don't think that that's terrible. But if you are a fan of Puppet Master, definitely check that out. Then Matthew Harris has Geeky Cheeky and Downright Freaky. But if the interview goes, or I shouldn't say interview, because the style is more like a round table. We love having discussions. It's never interviews, though. It's more
just like hanging out,
having a conversation,
like a fireside chat kind of thing going on.
That's our style. We're kind of laid back and stuff. So he might actually eat up into Geeky Cheeky and Downright Freaky, because he's talking to the freaky guys over at Full Moon Features. All right, 8:00 is Indie Volt. So make sure that you tune in. He's got an app for the radio. And I know that he was behind the scenes yesterday, being very busy getting as many shows up on Indie Volt Radio. And we had, I think last night was like 26,000 listeners or something crazy like that.
Cool.
I mean, their numbers are going up, and you're reaching
I can't be the only one.
Yeah, but they're reaching like a global audience, which is really super cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Varian Grant. That was an awesome surprise. I wasn't expecting that, but he is behind the scenes. He is, I think, he doesn't get enough credit for the work that he does. Varian Grant, Indie Volt Radio. Definitely check him out. Pops says that there are over 40,000 listeners now, so that's really awesome. Devil's Advocate is at 9, followed by Russ Explode. Russ is not exploding, that's the name of his show. And then followed by Phil Locklear, who is going to finish up the Saturday night lineup for Indie Vent. On that note, I am running late for Christian's show. I'm going to be on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. If you don't know where it is, look him up on Facebook. Look him up on YouTube. I want to thank my special guest, my husband. He's a goofball. He keeps me happy. He keeps me in coffee and food, and that's why I keep him. No, seriously, I love him. I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
You
All
get
right.
Sickening.
I
I think I need to buy new underwear.
On that note, guys, enjoy the weekend. Really tune in. Like, share, follow, subscribe to newsletters. Support the Kickstarters and the Indiegogos.
Definitely. Everybody's got to work together on this because we can't go out and say hi and get hugs and shake hands.
And I'm going to tell you,
do now.
And everybody who's tuning in, I promise that I'm going to be dropping links and things like that to support all of the people who participated this weekend, all the people who showed love. It is a lot, but I want everybody to have links. Those are going to be going up on Geek Insider, as well as WildOne Forever, as well as Terraform Comics and the IndieVent.com website. So we're going to be sharing that out. So you have a landing spot in a lot of places, as well as the Indie Vent Facebook group. Get in there. And, oh, yes, Pops, you are amazing. He was on Facebook DM with me last night, and he says, to follow all of these shows, because everybody's bringing their own, he says, can you do me a favor and drop the link? I'm going to do that as soon as I finish up the live stream, and because I'm not to the point where I can do a lot of multitasking yet. I need at least another 2 cups of coffee, but I'm going to do that as soon as I sign off, because I'm heading over there anyway. Don't do that. Don't. Oh, I swear he's going to get me copyright strike. I love you guys. Mwah. Thank you for tuning in. This is my husband, Patrick Loughran.
She can't even say it anymore.
I know. He's my hubby. He's my love. Patrick Loughran.
I'm in trouble.
He's my he's my rock. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned this weekend. Have a good one. Bye now.
See ya.
Just sit there and look pretty.
What?